Good day everyone! So for today's video, let me discuss to you the 6 levels of structural organization in the body. The first one is the chemical level. The second one is the cellular level. The third one is the tissue level. The fourth one is the organ level. The fifth one is the organ system. And the sixth one is the organisms. Scientists consider the simplest building block of matter for studying the chemical level of organization, which are the subatomic particles, the atoms, and molecules. All matter in the universe consists of one or more unique pure substance called elements. So, this is the elements. Examples of an element is hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, and iron, and many more. The next one is the atom. The atom is the smallest unit particle that consists of proton, electrons, and neutrons inside of it. And lastly, the molecules. So, this is a molecule. So molecules are the building blocks of all body structures in chemical form. So that's all for the chemical level. So let's move on to the cell level. So we have here a dummy cell or a representation of a cell. So this is made from a bowl of soup or bowl of soup. Yes, and then I covered it with a paper tape and then I painted it with an acrylic paint. So you can see, and then the organelles are made of clay. So you can have your dummy of a cell.
So what is a cell? A cell is the smallest unit of a living organism operating independently, or it is called as the building blocks of life because all the processes in our body starts in the cell.
Moreover, a bacteria, which are a very tiny organisms living separately, have its own cellular structure, and each bacterium constitutes a single cell. And also, all living human anatomy structure contains a cell, and almost all living human physiology functions are performed in the cells or institute in the cells. So that is a cell. We can see a closer look of our cell and its organelles. So the cell consists of 3 main parts, namely the cell membrane, the cytoplasm, and the nucleus. So let's begin with the cell membrane. The cell membrane is a biological membrane that separates the interior of all cells from the outside environment, which protects the cell from its environment. Next is the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is a thick solution that fills each cell and is enclosed by the cell membrane. And the third one is the nucleus. It is a membrane-bound organelle that contains the cell's chromosomes. So let's move on to the tissue. This is a tissue, or this is a dummy tissue. It is made of a sponge, and then I painted it with an acrylic paint and draw some parts of the tissue. So what is a tissue? A tissue is a group of many similar cells that work together to perform a specific function. There are 4 types of tissue, but this is called a connective tissue. It has its parts. The yellow part is the mucosa. The red one here is the collagen bundles. The black dots are called the CD34 positive lining cells, and then the pink one here is the fluid filled space. So that's all for the tissue. Let's move forward to the fourth level, which is the organs. So what is organs? Organ is a body structure anatomically distinct that is composed of two or more types of tissues. So for examples, there are a lot of organs inside our body, or there are a lot of organs in our body, inside and outside of our body. So now, let's just name a few organs that we have here. So let's take a closer look. So in this, we can see here there is the eyes, nose, and lips. Okay, so those are the sense of organs in our face. Our eyes is for our sight, our nose is for breathing, our mouth is for taste, and our mannequin has no ear. So let's just imagine that there's an ear and ear for hearing. Okay, and lower down here is there is lungs, two lungs, and the heart. So it is also a organ. The lungs and the heart are organs. Lungs is for the oxygen and heart is for pumping of our blood. Okay? So let's have the fifth level, which is the organ system. An organ system work together to perform a major function or to satisfy our body's physiological needs. We have 11 organ systems in our body, but due to the limit of materials that we have, so we just have to name two of them. So we can see here in our mannequin, we have the respiratory system that consists the lungs and the circulatory system that consists the heart. So that two organ system, we have to define its function and how these two organ systems work together. The circulatory and respiratory systems work together to circulate blood and oxygen throughout the body. Air moves in and out of the lungs through the trachea, bronchi, and bronchioles. Blood moves in and out of the lungs through the pulmonary arteries and the veins that connect to the heart. So the red one is the veins and the blue one is the arteries. The pulmonary vessels operate backwards from the rest of the body's vasculature. The pulmonary arteries carry the oxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs, and the pulmonary veins carry oxygenated blood back to the heart to be distributed to the body. So, to recap, blood is the fuel that keeps you going. Oxygenated blood is brought to organs and tissues via arteries, while veins bring the oxygenated blood back to the heart to be replenished. The point is, without the respiratory system, your blood would be useless. So here you go. So those are the function of the respiratory system and the circulatory system that works together to form a specific function. So that's all for the organ system. So let's now go to the last level, which is the organism. Organism level is at an organizational level at the highest level. Organism is a living being with a cellular structure and capable of performing all physiological functions that are necessary for living independently. Humans and other multicellular organisms maintain life and health through cells, tissues, organs, and organ system working together in the body. So, I hope you learned something from our discussion for today. See you and thank you for watching. Bye-bye!